Hey, what's up, sports fans? It's week 5 in the NFL. Welcome to the F What You Heard YouTube channel / podcast. Um, Still working things out to get the podcast going, but it's week 5 in the NFL, and there's a lot of interesting matchups. And I want to highlight 5, and I'll do the picks for those games right now. So the first interesting matchup that I want to see is the Green Bay Packers going into Cincinnati, Ohio to face the Bengals. Both teams are 3-1. Are the Bengals for real? Do they have enough continuity on the offensive side of the ball? Second year quarterback, first year wideout, and sprinkle experience on both sides of the ball, from top to bottom, as far as very experienced to little or none. So, going up against Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Jones back in the backfield. So it should be an interesting matchup. The Bengals defense have to step up. I think they should play rush 4 to 5 passers. Let your defense play zone. Sprinkle in some blitzes to potentially throw Aaron Rodgers off. Mix up your coverages, and then you may have a decent shot to win. But I'm going to pick the more experienced quarterback in this matchup. So I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers to win 31-24. 31-24 Green Bay Packers. The next matchup I'm interested in is the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields is making his third start, going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. So they're out in Vegas. The defense of the Raiders has played pretty well up to this point. They got kind of shredded last week against the Chargers. But Chicago is a different animal. Again, they got Justin Fields on his third official start. They're 2-2, played much better last week. The offensive coordinator put him in a real good position to win the game. Khalil Mack is a little nicked up going against his old team. So I'm going to pick the home team, the Las Vegas Raiders, to win this game easily. Justin Fields is still going to have his growing pains. Thus, let's take the more experienced quarterback in this particular matchup, which is Derek Carr. I picked them to win easily. It's going to be like 28-10, if not more. 28-10, the Las Vegas Raiders. The next matchup pits two teams with equal records again. Got Cleveland Browns going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. So the Chargers and Justin Herbert seem to be off to a really good start. This year, the only loss coming against Dallas, and they very well should have won that game, in my opinion, but they didn't. So, and then you got the Cleveland Browns playing, and the only loss that they have against is the Kansas City Chiefs. So, two burgeoning quarterbacks playing against one another. Justin Herbert in his second season, and Baker Mayfield in his third season. So we'll see, or third or fourth. I can't remember. I lose track. I don't like Cleveland, so I don't keep track of how long he's been in the league. So, but both 3-1. Both have good running games. Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, both have really good defenses. This is a coin toss, in my opinion. It's going to be up to the defensive backs to make plays against Justin Herbert and that monster of an elite group, the wide receiver group that he has to throw to. And then Austin Eckler is a monster coming out of the backfield on wheel routes and things of that nature. So he puts linebackers in precarious positions. I think it's too much firepower on the part of the Los Angeles Chargers. Baker Mayfield is a little banged up, I think the rush is going to get to him at points during the game and bang him up a little more. So I'm going to pick the Los Angeles Chargers to win this game. I think it's going to be a decently scored game. I think it's like 28-24. I'm going to pick the Chargers. All right. In a later game as well in the day, we got San Francisco 2-2. Trey Lance making his first start, or making another start, going against the Arizona Cardinals at 4-0. I'm going to pick the 4-0 team. I'm going to pick Kyler Murray, and I'm going to pick the Arizona Cardinals defense. I think they win an easy game. I think they confuse Trey Lance a little too much, and there's going to be too many mistakes on his part. And so I'm going to pick the Arizona Cardinals to win going away. 31-14. 31-14 or 31-10, somewhere up in there. And the last matchup that I'm really interested to see is the night game, the 8:20 game. It pits the Buffalo Bills up against Kansas City. Buffalo is 3-1. Kansas City's 2-2. And Kansas City has had some bumps and bruises, and they have weapons all over the offensive side of the ball. But what worries me so much is the defense. They have a few playmakers, Tyrann Mathieu. They have a few good rushers, Chris Jones, to name one of them. But they have been absolutely horrific, in my opinion, horrific on defense. So Buffalo is much improved on defense to go along with their offense. So I'm going to pick the quote-unquote upset. I'm going to pick Buffalo to go into Arrowhead and win a really tight game. I think they have a good quarterback, and Josh Allen, who will play well enough with the offensive weapons that they have. I think they can keep up with the Kansas City offense. So to me, it's going to be a shootout. I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills to win 31-30. So there are my picks for this week, folks. It's been a very busy week for me, as well as the weekend. It's a holiday weekend. So I just wanted to get on and knock this out and make my usual picks as I do. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of analytics about each and every team this particular weekend. I just want to make my picks and keep it rolling, keep it fun, and I'm excited to see these games. I hope you are too. I say goodbye to what was once a competitive team in the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have not been that for, in my opinion, 3 years now. They've been doing it with smoke and mirrors, getting by, skirting by the skin of their teeth when that's concerned. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are officially horrible. They were on a slow, steady decline that I've been talking about for the past, in my opinion, 4 years, maybe 5. And then now, this year, we just absolutely fell off a cliff. So, it's my opinion, let's shelf Ben Roethlisberger. Let's get him 100% healthy. Let's put Dwayne Haskins in. Let's see what he has to offer and what he can do in the interim. To me, Mason Rudolph is definitely not the answer going forward. So let's see how Dwayne Haskins performs. That would be the road I would take if I was in the organization. Let's put him on the field, see what we have, and see exactly what we need to do entering into this year's draft. Whether we need to look at moving some draft capital around and going up and getting somebody like the Ole Miss quarterback Carroll, or the Cincinnati quarterback, or even the quarterback you know, from Arkansas. There's a plethora of quarterbacks out there that are potentially coming into the draft this particular year. The Liberty quarterback is really good, and there's a bunch of other guys. The quarterback for Texas, Sam Ellinger, and you got some other quarterbacks that I've been watching. I'm not going to say all of their names at this particular point, but the gist of it is, Steelers are terrible. They're going to need a quarterback. Let's find out what we got in Haskins. Let's continue to work. You got a lot of new people on the offensive line, hence even more turmoil for Ben Roethlisberger. So why put him out there to get punished? Another thing that I don't like is they treat Ben Roethlisberger like he's the Shaq of the NFL. They just blast him all the time after the ball is gone. If it was anybody else, him and Cam Newton just get hammered all the time like they're freaking Superman. But they're big guys. It doesn't mean that that the hit hurts any less. So, just like Lamar Jackson said, he had some questionable hits, and so he was worried about quarterback health and things of that nature. Let's protect Ben Roethlisberger too. Even though he's old and crusty and on his last leg, he deserves protection as well. Appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time, I see you. Deuces.